Hey there, happy Tuesday. So, today's topic is transitions. While we're getting ready for this transition out of this year and into the next, it brought to mind for me how often we have these big transitions in life, and sometimes they happen upon us like the new year, right? And sometimes they're conscious decisions being made, decisions to transition from one phase of our lives into others. So that can be something like entering into a relationship, getting married, having kids, changing jobs, ending or beginning friendships, starting a new career, or starting a new focus, starting a new hobby. Like the gamut runs far and wide, right? So the idea here, though, is noticing how often we enter into transitions in life, but also noticing how often we don't honor those transitions. So we may put like a whole bunch of time and energy into making the decision of, if it is one that we have a decision into, like, are we going to change this thing? Are we going to make a new transition for our lives? And we put all this time and energy into the pros and cons and which way and what should I do, into making the decision. But then once the decision is made, sometimes we feel a little bit left a little flat, to where, it maybe not feel as exciting as we thought it would, or it just doesn't, like, just going through the whole decision making progress kind of felt bigger than actually being there, or whatever it is. Sometimes these transitions just don't feel the way we intended them to, or that we thought they would, or it just might take us by surprise how the transitions themselves go. And some of this can be attributed to not giving enough attention to the transition itself. Once we make the decision, we jump right to taking the steps, but without honoring what it is. Because listen, every transition means we are letting go of something. There is a loss of something. Even if the loss is something, bad, or something that we're so glad to get rid of and say no to as we're switching this transition into something new, it still doesn't always take away the feeling of loss and this idea of letting go. So it's important to honor these transitions, honoring the transition itself, not just the decision to do something new, but the transition itself. So here's what we can do. We can use the new year as an example. Feel free to take some time to think about this. Is just sitting down and making a list of all of the things that you're just so excited or so looking forward to letting go of. That as this transition is being made, so using the example of the new year, what are you willing to let go of? What are you excited to let go of with the passing of this past year? What are some things that maybe just aren't serving you anymore? That focus has changed for you? Whatever these things are, what are the things that you're excited to let go of as this year passes? And giving some attention to them, honoring them for the service that they brought to you while they were in your lives, and allowing them to fade away with the new year. Purposefully bringing attention to those things that we are going to actively let go of once the clock strikes midnight. And then equally bringing attention to, what are you excited to purposefully take action to invite into your life? What are you opening up to? What are the possibilities for this new year? And which of those possibilities are important enough for you to focus on and take action towards? What do you want to say hello to? What do you want to say, yes, please bring me more of? What are you open to the possibilities of experiencing in this new year? And note that what we're talking about is not just throwing it out there into the universe for her to provide, but throwing it out into the universe for her to provide and taking the physical steps to help it along. The kingdom of God lies within you. You do have free will, all of those things, which says just putting the idea out there isn't enough. Just putting the idea in here isn't enough. Physical action needs to be taken in order for the universe to say, they're really serious about this one. This is something that we're going to grant, right? So, transitions, don't forget to take this step of honoring the transition itself. List out all of the things that you're ready to let go of with the transition, and list all of the things that you are just excited to welcome in and open up to in the new, after the transition takes place or throughout the transition. And that additional step of not just defining, but also naming what are the action steps that you can take to help open up to the possibility of receiving these new yummies that you want to invite into your life. As always, let me know how it's going. Share with me, what are you letting go of? What are you inviting in? I'd love to hear what your themes are for the ending of this year and the coming of the new. So let me know below. I want to hear all about it, and have fun with this exercise for yourselves.